So many mosquitoes bites, whatever these bugs are, giant ants with wings.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
When I think of something giant, I think of something big.
Well,
And you know, these things are.
in comparison to a normal ant, it's at least medium.
But it's not compared to an ant.
It looked like an ant.
But it's not.
I
It's
don't even
Okay.
see them. They're just like
I
little black
understand that
specks.
it's not. No, but that's not what landed on me. It was not a little black speck. It was literally something about that big, and it had wings, and it looked like an ant with
It's
wings.
still like traumatized.
We got the planes on.
Welcome back to WX4's on location.
Video shoot at Hatch Camp.
But this is the Hatch Camp Fly Shop.
No, fly shop.
Yes.
The
This
fly
is where
shop
we make all the little bugs to catch the big fish.
to emulate the larvae stage to insect
Maybe like
stage.
imitate.
Imitate.
Maybe emulate. I guess that's how you look at it.
So you make these things yourself, or
Yeah, man. We tie all these
Does
little
your wife
tiny
help you,
flies.
or is it just
no,
you?
it's just me. I mean, I got like some of my buddies will trade me flies for fishing, or flies for more fly tank supplies. You know, I kind of like to work on like the barter donation deal out here, and it seems to work.
Yeah.
Okay. So give us a rundown on which ones you got and how you make them.
So, you know, there's all kinds of different flies out there. We got ones that ride the surface, like dry flies or hoppers. Kind of, we were fishing hoppers today, those big foam guys. But then dry flies, and I mean, they can get as small. I have to get all up on that. You know, they get as small as something like this.
Got it.
But all that fuzz is going to help it float on the water. But it's kind of hard. It's
Hold it real
hard to
still
see.
for him so you can focus in on it. You got it. Tap the screen. Hold it there. Yeah, let him see it. Can y'all see that? What is it again?
This is a dry fly. It's kind of like a gnat or ant.
Okay.
Imitation.
So they think that that's a.
Yeah, it's floating down the top of the water, and then.
They think that's a giant ant with wings.
Oh my gosh.
What's your deal with the giant ants? There's no giant ants. Okay.
So, but you know, like a lot of trout streams have mayflies and stoneflies, like pretty much every one. And so what those bugs are going to be doing is flying across the top of the water, laying eggs into the water, and those eggs sink to the bottom. Eggs get stuck in the rocks, and then whenever you have the magic hatch time, whether it be light, temperature, water pressure, it takes all kinds of different factors for these eggs to hatch, and then what comes out are like little nymph, larva, midge. There's all kinds of little scientific names for it. Something a little more
You got that one.
less wingy, but looks like it kind of has legs coming out and a little tail coming out, and you know, we're just trying to fool these fish into believing.
And you designed that and made it.
I mean, I didn't design this, but I mean, this is like a waltz worm.
How do you
Basic.
make it? What is it?
So it's basically, there's like a green wire you see that goes around it, but then it's basically rabbit hair dubbing, and maybe a little like UV plasticky hair that you like twist around the thread and then wrap the. All my fly tying stuff's up in the house where I can demonstrate, but I have to tie flies late at night or early in the morning. So those eggs, what comes out of those eggs is these little nymphs, and they struggle their way to the surface, growing wings, and then they start their, and that's where you start seeing the trout eat higher and higher as these bugs get higher and higher. Then they ride on the top, their wings dry out, and we start the life cycle again, But then we have other kinds of flies too, like terrestrials or streamers, where you're, something that's like just kind of like a big flying ant, cricket.
That's just a thing, like just an insect in general.
Yeah, rubbery, leggy.
And they shoot straight for those things, like that's
I
what they
mean,
want.
it's matching the hatch. You gotta like figure out what's in the water and how we're gonna fool them.
Right.
And then you have stuff more that's like, a bait fish, a crawfish, a minnow,
Gotcha.
whatever. It's kind of like a woolly booger.
Furry caterpillar.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It's kind of like a anonymous fly. It could be a lot of things. And then there's also like.
How long does it take you to make one?
kind of varies with how many ingredients there are. You know, because like if there's only 1 or 2 ingredients, it's only 5, 2, 3, 4 minutes. But you know, stuff like
The longest one.
you get into bigger stuff where you have to like.
Whoa, what is happening here?
I mean, it's like a little. That's kind of like what we caught some of
The
these little.
Grinch?
Yeah, it's the Grinch.
What is it
This is a bunny leech. It's like a strip of bunny hair on like still on the hide, and you kind of can make like a little sculpin,
Can you see that?
little bait fish.
And so
You
how
know-
long would that take you?
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay, so what's the longest one? Like, is there any of them that take you like an hour?
It really just is how good I'm tying that day. No, none of them take me an hour. I mean, there are flies, like people have flies that have like articulated hooks with like swivels and like all kind of stuff, and like I just try to keep it pretty simple and easy. And so then there's kind of like the last category, which I kind of call junk food, which is like ridiculous purple worms and eggs and mop flies and stuff that like is more of an attractor. Which I guess like junk food, and there are other kinds of attractor flies, but and, you know, a lot of these stuff with like stuff. I mean, like this nymph had like a hot pink bead on it. Like there ain't no hot pink bugs flying through that water. You know? But
I mean,
That's like
maybe-
junk food to them.
well, I think it's just that attractor factor. You know,
It's like something
they're
shiny.
like, oh, that looks like a nymph, but ooh, it's got a
Sprinkles.
hot pink sprinkle head.
I ain't
Yeah,
never had
you
that
know?
before.
So, and you know, like we sell them out of here, and I use them for guide trips, and like I say, trade friends flies for fishing or any other services that we can provide. You know. If you're from a small town, seems you got a few choices. Some start with the worst, a ghost town devoid of voices. Bet your folks get lazy, forgetting their sense, losing faith in anything, thinking in the past tense. We can just float along, just the same old song. Some folks bring change, but the old guard remains the same. Everybody's gripping their so tight, trying to be the man. But the little old ladies eventually give up their land. We gotta feed our children wisdom and love. Help the young folks to rise up above. Let the light have a voice and make a sound. Plant your art deep in this ground. Maybe I should be the mayor of this town. Yep. Can we learn from the past, not live up in it? Keep the future close, keep the present tense hidden. If you got windows on Main Street, keep them open all day. Hard to sell a picture frame if your science is lame. If the blue line is your biggest business in town,
Fresh new cruises every month. That's the wrong sound. Let's show 'em why we're here and what it's worth. Sing with them fiddles, boys, and paint the earth. We gotta feed our children wisdom and love. Help the young folks to rise up above. Help the light have a voice and make a sound. Plant your heart deep in this ground. Maybe I should be the mayor of this town. Well, maybe I should be the mayor of this.
Wonderful. And Charlie got his fly stuck like 3 times.
Don't you hate it when you find stuck?